Hey everyone, welcome back to Tiny Mike Tarot. I'm back again with another reading, this time focusing on past life relationships. Take a moment, look at the three piles in front of you, and pick which one resonates with you. We have pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. When you're ready, go ahead and click on the show more and the timestamps will be there for you. If this resonates with you, go ahead and leave a comment or let me know. If it doesn't, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you come back again. Have a great one. Bye. Welcome to pile 1. If you chose pile 1, you chose the Gold and Black Tarot deck and the Crystal Quartz. Now, this Crystal Quartz is a beautiful tower. Crystal Quartz is great for healing. It is a fantastic healing stone. It also cleanses negative energy. It cleanses other stones. It helps you connect on a higher spiritual level, and it's just fantastic. So without further ado, let's get started on your reading. First card is Three of Wands, King of Wands, and the Magician. So the first question I asked was, who were you in a past life? And these cards tell me that you were a dreamer, full of infinite ideas and desires and noble intentions, but you experienced quite a few setbacks and things didn't always turn out the way you hoped they would be or what you would want them to be. Now, to me, wands represent air, knowledge, ideas. You were optimistic. You were also down to earth as much as you could be in your position, but sometimes your drive to do good would go too far. When you wanted something, you went after it, and damned be the consequences. Definite masculine energy with these three. I'm getting the divine right of kings. I do get that you're a leader. As well as a spiritual father. You were frustrated when things would not manifest as quickly as you would have liked them to, and your impatience would often get the best of you. The next question was, who was your partner? And I have the Lovers reversed. So your partner was someone you chose because they were young or pretty or just reeked of sexual gratification, like you were so into them physically, and you were too impatient to wait for someone who was more compatible with your ideals, with your outlook, your thinking. So you took matters into your own hands, and you both didn't have the same values, but man, the sex was great. Fantastic. What was your relationship? So you got the Ten of Pentacles. Now this card is all about stability and security and having the whole kit and caboodle, but when you base a relationship on superficial stuff, someone's eye is going to start wandering, and I don't know if it was yours or if it was theirs. You did what you had to do, you married, you had kids, money, wealth, but it wasn't what you truly needed, it was what you thought you wanted. So the next question was a significant and critical event. For this one, two cards flew out. The Eight of Swords and the Six of Wands. Now for me, this was a moment when you felt powerless. You thought you had backed yourself into a corner, and you underwent a crisis of faith in your higher power, and you underwent a crisis of faith in yourself. Someone threatened your leadership, not necessarily your family, but your leadership. The swords say power and fighting, but the wands say thinking and statecraft. And whatever the critical event was, and I am thinking it was a threat to your leadership and to the throne, you used brain over brawn, you evolved, and you were able to emerge victorious from the quagmire. So what is the connection between the past and now? And it is Four of Cups reversed. Back then you were focused on what would happen next. What big thing could you do? What legacy could you leave for your family? You are still learning today to focus on the here and now. Yes, planning is important, but so are the myriad of moments that make up your waking life. You are learning to be present, and it is hard as fuck. What are the energies that have followed you into the presence? So that would be the King of Cups reversed. You started as the King of Wands. You're currently the King of Cups. So there is evolution, and you are evolving who you are as a person. You are learning the value of deeper, softer emotions, but your impatience still gets the better of you sometimes. You have to be careful not to wield your emotions like a weapon. Although those times are fewer and far between, it's still a possibility when you feel backed into a corner. You have used crocodile tears once or twice to get out of something, to get your way, to smooth things over. You tend to be so in touch with your inner self sometimes that you lose touch with those that exist completely separate from you. If they're not connected in any way to you, you really could give two fucks about it. Is your past lover with you now, and in what form? So we've got the Queen of Wands reversed. I feel this person is here and with you, but just like then, they're simply going through the motions because it's what's expected of them. I feel that they're fading. I feel that they're tired. They could potentially be ill and not well, and I'm getting like a papery skin, like they're older, they're not the beautiful sexual youth that you married. It's definitely they're evolving at a different rate than you are, and I still get the feeling that they're not well. What do you need to understand? So for this question, 2 cards flew out as well, and they were the Page of Swords and the Six of Cups reversed. Both of those reversed. One or both of you may be stuck living in the past a lot, the distant and the recent. There is still fear about making yourself completely vulnerable and letting someone completely in and loving you unconditionally. You want to, but there's still a lot of growth that you have to work through. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But sometimes the idea of being fully adult in this lifetime scares the shit out of you. Maybe it's because it was so difficult back then to be a leader, even though you were trained for it since the cradle, and it's so not the case in this present. Also with the Queen of Wands, that's definite feminine energy. So that could go either way. You could be not feeling well and tired and exhausted as well. And that just came through really, really strong. So remember that. So again, it's scarier being vulnerable in this day and age, and you feel less prepared for it than you did in your past life. The final question is, do you have a future together in this life? And again, 2 cards flew out. So we had 3 of Cups reversed and Death. This person, whom you may have karmic ties to, is not the soulmate twin flame energy that you were seeking. The future you seek will not be found with this person, and in the end, when it comes, it will not be a surprise to either of you. Doesn't mean physical death. Again, doesn't mean physical death, but there is a transformation that's coming, and it's going to affect both of you, and there'll be some healing that you'll have to do in regards to that relationship before you can start focusing on manifesting the soulmate energies, and that could potentially be coming in this lifetime. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work, and you have to master that impatience, because that's going to kick you in the ass every single time. So that was my reading for pile 1. If it resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Give me a like, share with your friends. If it didn't resonate with you, no harm, no foul. I hope you find another reader out there who you certainly vibe with. There are tons of amazing ones out there. So I hope to see you back. If not, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.
All right, guys.
Welcome to pile 2. If you chose pile 2, you chose Astrophylite. And honestly, you get a different view today because the pictures and the video just don't do it justice. This is a beautiful, beautiful stone. Astrophylite helps you to grow spiritually as well as in self-knowledge and self-acceptance. It is helpful in astral travel as it really helps with psychic protection and helps you navigate out of body journeys safely. It helps you with past life work and breaking self-defeating patterns of behavior. It helps you to see and understand the duality of your nature, and it shows you your current relationships and circumstances as they really are. It's a beautiful, beautiful crystal. And without further ado, let's get into your reading. So let's get started. First one, who were you? You were the Fool. Fuck yes. You were young and adventurous, always up for a good time, new adventures, young, dumb, and full of life. You loved to dress well, even though not everyone understood your taste. I'm getting foppish. I'm getting kind of like Victorian attitudes. Who was your partner? So 2 cards came out when I drew this. So one was the 5 of Pentacles and one was the 9 of Cups. Both were reversed. The feeling I got was you had 2 loves, one in your youth and one as you got older. They were both major influences on your life. The one in your youth, absolutely adored them. But there were a lot of barriers to you both being together, whether it was status, financial, but ultimately it was sickness. They were not of strong constitution, how they put it back, and their loss affected you deeply. You were each other's first sexually and romantically, and there wasn't a child from that union, but the spirit and the possibility was there. It just wasn't fully manifested. But there was that potential, and I think you felt that back then. The 9 of Cups was a person that made you feel as if you didn't deserve the happiness they held out to you. A lot had changed for you since your youth, and life had made you wary of offered love and affection, but you took a chance, and maybe a bit of a spark of the old fool left over from your younger days. And there was at first a sort of secrecy with this relationship, but eventually you made an honest person of them. I do see marriage. I do see that it was happy. What was your relationship with them? And it was the 9 of Pentacles. This person understood you, wanted what you wanted what was best for you, took pleasure in the things that also made you happy. You thought they were just simply beautiful and kind, and not just physically, but you know how you saw them. They were just a beautiful person, a beautiful soul. You saw their worth and not just the money they brought to the marriage. A significant and critical event. 3 cards came out for this one. So we have the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and then the 8 of Wands. And it's essentially, it was hurry up and wait. It was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And something you wanted so much was taking forever to come and to manifest. I have a feeling it was children. You had a title to pass down, even if it wasn't a lofty one. You were in a space where you could finally not have to work as hard and work being, overseeing things and not actually getting your hands dirty. Where you could take more time into focusing on reading for pleasure's sake and getting to know your spouse. And then once you relaxed, it's almost as everything happened at once. The 8 of Wands is all about action and forward movement, and it just bam. So what is the connection from then to now? That's the King of Cups reversed. What followed was great turmoil, emotionally speaking. Your personal life as well on a global scale. Childbirth, a lot of children, and parenting and watching your marriage and relationship transform and change with each child always took you some getting used to. I feel as if towards the middle there was a loss of a child, and that really did affect you, and that's where the loss of control comes from, which if you do everything right and it doesn't always come out the way you want it to or you hope to. And that was a really, really hard lesson for you to learn. When energies have followed you into the present, we get the Chariot reversed. You are no longer in the driver's seat. Control was taken out of your hands and it scared the living shit out of you. And you probably still struggle with feelings of control today. You don't like anyone else taking the reins if you can absolutely avoid it. Is your past lover with you now, and in what form? So we have the Page of Cups reversed. Your past lover is not on this plane with you. But if you have children, you see a part of them in their smile and their laugh. It's like, it's something almost fae or fairy-like. It twings a little something in your heart. If you don't have children, you can sometimes feel your past lovers echo around you, especially around water. I feel rain is a really big one, and not like hard thunderstorms, but like soft, gentle summer rains if you live anywhere but Arizona. What do you need to understand? Page of Swords. Your energy has regressed a little bit, and you are still younger mentally than what your actual numerical age is. You often get told of how young you look. People often mistake you for being younger than what you are. This life, you are hesitant to reach out and grow and expand your way of thinking. Loss has affected you in every timeline that you have lived, and you are still learning on how to deal with it. It is a hard lesson for you to learn. Do you have a future together? Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords says pay attention. I'm going to say that again. Ace of Swords says pay attention. You have the tools, you have the drive, you have the mental clarity, you have the passion and creativity and inner fire to go after everything you want. Your past lover, again, is not on this plane with you. But that does not mean that you are without a soulmate or a twin flame or a complementary energy to get through this life with. You just have to remember that you are no longer a child. You're no longer a teenager. You need to learn and grow and love and lose and love again. You have to put yourself out there. And sometimes that means giving up control. But when you find the person that you have that soul contract with, that twin flame energy, it's not going to be as scary as you think. And it will almost be as easy as breathing. So that's it, pile 2 for Astrophylite. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to hearing your comments. If not, have a great day. Thanks so much, guys. Bye. Hey everyone, if you chose pile 3, then you chose the Chevron Amethyst. Chevron Amethyst is also called banded amethyst or dogtooth amethyst. It is a mixture of amethyst and white quartz in a banded chevron pattern. Chevron amethyst is a really good stone. It's a higher frequency spiritual stone. So it'll give you peace of mind. It'll activate your higher intuition. If you follow the teachings of chakras, it will activate your third eye chakra. When you're surrounded by noise and chaos and you want to break, the stone will give you peace and serenity. So let's get ready for pile 3. We're going to be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck today. Thanks. All right, pile 3, Chevron Amethyst people. Who were you in a past life? So 2 cards flew out when I was pulling for this. We had the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Right off the bat, we are looking at really youthful energy. You had been accused of being immature, mostly due to your sense of humor, but also for your lack of drive and lack of taking responsibility for your future. You may not have said a lot, but you also observed everything. You were constantly seeing the details that other people overlooked. You were also a fairly down-to-earth person. You loved being out in nature and getting out and about and, you know, just getting your feet and your hands dirty, which contributed to your immaturity and your lack of, you know, responsibility because you're out playing in the mud and other people were working for a living. You were well groomed without being fussy or pretentious, but you didn't mind rolling around in the dirt. So who was your partner? We have the 7 of Wands, and look at that hunk right there. This person was larger than life to you. They were strong and just and handsome and determined and always sticking up for the little person, and just amazing. And you were a little bit intimidated by them. What was your relationship? So 2 cards flew out with this. We had the Page of Cups reversed, and we have the 5 of Pentacles reversed. So you wanted them, you coveted them, but you were not ready for them. And they had no plans, and they had plans and goals that didn't include hanging out with you, or with someone who had no ambition, which really fucking got you right in the pride, man. You were hurt, your ego was bruised, but you couldn't help but follow them around. And when they went out, it was definitely a hero worship, unrequited type thing. They knew you were around and they knew you existed, but it was more like a haha kid sibling type relationship. They were definitely older than you. What was a significant and critical event? Again, 2 cards came out. So we have the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So you have a habit of psyching yourself up, giving yourself pep talks, and then running out with your sword drawn to conquer the day. But you don't always plan out well enough or think things through. You decided to make this person yours without any other thought than you wanted them, and you didn't take into consideration their feelings, their emotions, if they had someone else, which seemed to be a cycle that's repeating. So you're having trouble learning this lesson. Use your head, not your heart, honey. So what is the connection from then to now? The Devil reversed. Don't freak out, okay? This just means that you are ready to let go of old thoughts and habits that are no longer serving your highest good. You were nearly there in the past life, and I think as you got older, you calmed down a lot more and learned to think things through, but not quite. The Devil reversed is offering you the opportunity to let go of the things that you are dependent on, like unhealthy attachments to on a very surface level. Like, this person was amazing and fantastic and pretty to look at, but you didn't know anything about them other than what you saw out in public. There was no true intimacy there. So the Devil is offering you that opportunity. What are the energies that followed you to the present? Again, 2 cards flew out. So we're having two twin flame soulmate energy. So what are the energies that have followed you? We've got Page of Wands reversed, and we've got the Lovers. Look, it's hard to change who you are on a fundamental level. It takes a lot of work and a lot of self-reflection, but you are more than capable of doing that. You still struggle with the immaturity, and there's nothing wrong with that. You are starting to take responsibility for your actions and how your actions affect others. But the Page of Wands also signifies in its reverse position that there is the start of something new, whether it's a new relationship or a new meeting, or a new awakening. There's new growth, a new opportunity. And then with the Lovers card, I feel that your past lover was less for you and more of an idealized version of what you wanted. What is your past lover with you now, and in what form? So for that, we've got the 6 of Pentacles. You haven't met them yet, or you just have. Like, it is brand spanking shiny new, still in the cellophane wrapper, like that new. You could have been set up by friends or about to experience a weird introduction, and they will absolutely love your sense of humor. So what do you need to understand? Queen of Swords reversed. A reminder to not get carried away. Don't let your heart take off at breakneck speed. No U-hauling, and don't start talking about moving in and babies and weddings. Otherwise, this potential new growth will get cut off before it even springs its first little budding leaves. She will hack that shit to pieces. Take your time. Get to know someone on a more intimate and personable level. Let them see the maturity that you have fought so hard for. Maturity does not mean old. It just means mature, okay? Do you have a future together in this life? And this card, coupled with the Lovers, means with proper nurturing and common sense and time, this love will be amazing. Provided you do the work. I mean, this is definite twin flame energy. This is definite soulmate energy. Whatever was in the past was just a learning experience to prepare you for what is coming in the future. And man, it is going to be glorious. So that concludes our Chevron Amethyst Pile 3 reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated with you, let me know in the comments, send me a message. And if it didn't, then thanks for checking it out. And I hope you come back sometime. Have a great day, guys. Bye.